Welcome back. Well, it looks like whatever we had today, we're going to have in the days moving forward. Hot and humid conditions, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and slightly better than average rain chances. But July is usually our wettest month of the year, so we're kind of in that pattern. Nothing outstanding, and that is the good news. So let's take a look at the big picture. As we talked about going back to last week, a little bit of an upper level low out in the Gulf south of Louisiana. Not doing much. You can see the circulation there, but that's going to help continue to feed in tropical moisture from the east-southeast, and with daytime heating and a little bit of a weakness in the upper part of the atmosphere, we're going to continue to see better than normal rain chances across the region. And we see scattered activity pretty much from Texas all the way over to Florida, across the Gulf Rim, and moving into our regional Doppler radars. We'll get into southeast Texas and central Texas. Heavier rains across that hill country, and then going up to the escarpment. And this is why things can turn so south so fast when you get the kind of rains that we get here, which is not abnormal, 12 inches or 18 inches of rain in a 12, 14, or 24-hour period. But the runoff is incredible. If you watch the national news, they were talking about the Guadalupe coming up some 20 to 26 feet in about 45 minutes. That is true flash flooding. Our flash flooding around here happens a lot slower, but we do get water deep in spots. But we're more like a sponge versus the harder turf over in Texas. Terrible situation there. Still widely scattered activity on Power Doppler 3 this afternoon. We're seeing an isolated storm just to the southwest of Kinder. It hasn't moved much, so some pretty heavy downpours here. Northwestern Jeff Davis Parish, and a little bit more activity in Allen, and then all the way up through Vernon Parish up toward the Fort Polk area. And then we're picking up an isolated cell that's right near the Lawtell area west of Opelousas, another cell by the Arnaville area, and then one here south and east of Maurice toward the Milton area, maybe impacting somewhere in Lafayette Parish. But as we lose that daytime heating, we get closer to 8 o'clock, things really begin to quiet down. A few other isolated cells, one south of Marsh Island, one by Southwest Pass here, and one by Intracoastal City. This is where I would expect activity to develop overnight tonight, right along the immediate coastline as we head through the overnight hours. Now, examining the high-resolution infrared satellite imagery, the remnants of Chantal right here, moving out to sea, so good news there. With that system, it's over with. And we get out into the open Atlantic. The National Hurricane Center not expecting anything new development or tropical cyclone formation in the next 7 days. Not to say we can't have a suspect area come up in 4 or 5 days. We'll see. In the near term, though, scattered showers and maybe a few thunderstorms right along the coast first thing in the morning. They spread inland during the afternoon. Nothing too terribly bad. Storms will be moving along, but you could get a good soaker. Much the same could be said for as we head into Wednesday. Looks like tomorrow's activity maybe a little bit earlier in the day, and then Wednesday more of an afternoon activity situation. Bottom line, rain chances to stay with us through the next 24 hours. Some folks get no rain, hear the thunder. Other folks catch a 1/4 inch or 1/3 of an inch, and if you're lucky enough to be in a downpour, a couple of inches of rain. We saw that in Lafayette, 2 to 3 inches of rain in short order. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but occasionally the storms do pulse up to severe levels for a short period of time, and that's what we saw yesterday. 76 the overnight low tonight, showers ending early, and tomorrow we'll go with an earlier onset of showers and thunderstorms. Chance of getting wet between 40 and 60%. 90 the projected high. Maybe a little bit hotter if we don't see any additional storms developing tomorrow afternoon. Lower 90s, upper 80s in the forecast as we matriculate through that 10-day forecast. Getting into next week, it looks like rain chances might be a little bit lower. Thus, we could get a little bit hotter, but all in all, a very typical summer pattern ahead. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up in just a little bit.